My name's Gemma and I'm a founder of Ibiza Wedding. I live here with my 3 kids and my husband. I've been here for 12 years. So about 10 years ago we bought a house here which needed full renovation. We did the house up, Jack's an architect. I've got a lot of interest in interior design. I'm kind of a stylist, I suppose, at heart. And we bought the house, we renovated it, we started renting it in the summer to clients, and I think possibly my consciousness of the impact that we were having, and also probably having children, was a big game changer when we started travelling out in Southeast Asia, and we saw the level of, specifically the plastic waste was massive in Southeast Asia. So I think that's really a combination of travelling and also having children that were beginning to start asking more questions. So my eldest now is nearly 7, I have a nearly 5-year-old and nearly 3-year-old, and I think once they start asking you questions about what is this, what is that, it really just something kind of snapped really in me, or snapped is probably a bit dramatic, but there was just a shift really. I just thought I've got to start being more proactive in the things that I've got to do. You know, in, I don't know, 10 years time, if my kids say to me, but what did we do? You know, in 10 years time when everything starts to be even worse, if we don't do something now than it already is, if they say to me, but what did we do 10 years ago, Mum, I need to be able to say, well, we did this and this and this, and we were really proactive. So when I started to feel that I wanted to make certain changes in my life, I kind of looked at the way that we were living, the things that we were doing, and ways that we could live better. The first thing I really want to say is that I am certainly not the poster girl for green living. I'm not an eco-warrior. I drive a 4-wheel drive, I have a large house, I love to travel. So all of those things I kind of had to try and find some balance whereby I said to myself, like, we're going to do the maximum that we can possibly do and make the changes that we can make. I think if you said to everyone, right, you've got to stop flying, you've got to all drive around in hybrid cars, etc., etc., you're kind of going from one extreme to another. So I think it's making as many possible changes as you can in your life. The big thing for me was that when we rent the house in the summer, I get the very strong feeling that a lot of the clients that are staying in the house have no appreciation or no real concern for the impact on the island, for the choices that they're making, and I just kind of wanted to stream that a little bit for them so it was easier for them to make, well, I suppose, better choices being on holiday. I think the last thing you think about when you go on holiday is the environment. You come on holiday, you're having a good time, you don't care how many plastic bottles you use, you don't care how many showers you take, you want to just be comfortable and do your thing. So we started to look at the house and think, what is it that we can do better? Probably my top 5 things that you could do at home to make it greener, especially when you're looking at rental properties, would be install a water filtration system. We worked with some amazing people at Good Water based in Santa through this. So obviously that cuts out all the need for plastic for the drinking water. The second thing would be look at converting your pool from a chemical, chlorine filtration system to a salt filtration system. The third thing would be make sure there are clear areas where clients can recycle and compost. I think the compost is a really big one. And actively encourage them to do that. Make sure that you've got somebody on site that's going to do that for the clients. They don't obviously, drive around recycling themselves. Number 4 would be get rid of the little toiletry, the minis, and go to full-size reusable bottles. And then I think the 5th one would just be to make clients aware when they check in that Ibiza is a small island, that we have finite resources, the water here is especially precious, and to use everything with care and a little bit of thought. And I think if on check-in you actually have that really quick conversation with people and put it in your house manual, it starts to make them think a little bit about the choices that they make whilst they're on holiday, and obviously they can have fun too, but they're conscious of what's going on.